From this year's coffee crawl will be donated to the Marquette Women's Center. Michael Sobek joins us live from inside Contrast Coffee to tell us how you can get your ticket and exactly what it gets you into. Good morning again, Michael.
Good morning again, Elizabeth. So we're jumping right back into it. I've got Nick with me yet again so we can kind of run through all of the details. Now, we are in Contrast Coffee, which is one of the participating shops. What are, just give me a real quick recap, what shops are actually participating this year?
Perfect. So like you said, we're in Contrast right now. So Contrast is one of our shops. So we have Contrast, we have Dead River Coffee where we were this morning, we have Cruisin', and then we have 231 West. We also have Provisions, Iron Bay. We have Trinity Toast Cafe, Donkers, Baby Cakes, Velodrome, and 3rd Street Bagel to round it out. So those are the 11 shops.
That is a lot of shops, and each one obviously has their own unique flavors. Now, for those who are interested, you said last year you had 400 participants. This year we're trying to increase that number. How much are tickets, and when do things kick off?
So tickets are $20, so that covers kind of the cost of the event plus a one-night stay at the Women's Center is kind of what we target for there. You can get them at Enemy Tickets online. We'll also have a very few number of ones for sale the day of the event. So Dead River Coffee is where we kind of kick it off by the Children's Museum. And then, yeah, so you'll get your ticket, you'll show up to the registration booth, we'll check you in, and then when we do that, you kind of just go at your own pace, sample the different coffee shops. You'll get a passport that you can get stamped, and that way you can check off that you've been there and you have that, so, yeah.
Yeah, now, we talked about it a little while ago, you know, some people like to have their own way about going around. They like to either do it geographically or like by shop. What is your preferred way of doing the loop?
So we actually have on the passport that we'll give you, we'll have a little map, and we'll show you kind of the quickest way to go from the starting point all the way to the last shop, which is the furthest away. So that is probably the easiest way to go if you're walking. Some people drive, you know, we leave it up to you, it's up to you. So, but yeah, I think for me, I would probably save my favorites to last. I think some of my favorites, 231 Velodrome, so I know that kind of doesn't make sense when you're going geographically, but I think that's okay. You know, kind of just going at your own pace, just making sure you hit all the bases. So
yeah, absolutely. Now, this obviously we talked about. We're reiterating a little bit that this is supporting the Women's Center. Why is that such an important thing to do, especially not for this year, but other future fundraisers for future events?
Yep. So it's a pretty, you know, it's a big part of the community. I mean, it's a great resource that we have in the community, and you know, it's important that we continue to have that resource available, whether it be a coffee crawl or a similar. I know there's other events going on during April for Sexual Assault Awareness Month. So just kind of raising the awareness as well as supporting it with the funds to kind of keep it alive is super, super important. So.
Absolutely. Well, thank you again for joining me, Nick. It was nice to meet you. It was nice to check out just a couple coffee shops that are on the list. Without further ado, I'm going to drink my coffee. Definitely come check it out. For more information, I will link that on the story on UpperMichiganSource.com. It's back to you, ladies.
All right, coffee for a good cause. Thank you so much, Michael. Your top stories are on the way. We'll be right back.